This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, received John C. Zhang, the Financial Secretary of the Government of Hong Kong. The ruler of Dubai discussed with his guest the state of cooperation between the two countries in the areas of finance, investment and trade. His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Deputy Ruler of Dubai, also attended the meeting. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was briefed by Obaid bin Humaid Al Tayyer, the Minister of State for Financial Affairs, on the content and objectives of an agreement for the avoidance of double taxation on income that was signed by the UAE with Hong Kong the day before. Al Tayyer also informed His Highness Sheikh Mohammed of the highlights of another bilateral investment, protection and promotion agreement that the Ministries of Finance in both the UAE and Hong Kong will ink in the future. The Vice President welcomed steps taken by the Ministry of Finance to regulate the trade, investment and financial relations of the UAE with other friendly countries, which, he said, aim to realise the national and economic interests of the UAE people in the state, as well as those of other countries. The UAE is now on the verge of being ranked as one of the top 10 economies in the world. That's according to the mastermind behind the Global Competitiveness Index. Professor Javier Salai Martin, who is also a world-renowned economist, commented on the UAE's economic standing during his talk as a part of 35-year anniversary celebrations for First Gulf Bank, which were held on the 10th and 11th of December. He stated that, as you know, the UAE is enjoying a positive situation today, and confidence in the economy is back. Many factors have contributed to this, including regional stability, ongoing economic diversification, and the successful bid for the Expo 2020. The Global Competitiveness Report publishes an annual index, and the UAE score has been growing up, where it is now on the verge of being ranked as one of the top 10 economies in the world. He added that looking ahead into 2015, we need to examine a number of global and internal aspects. In order for the UAE to continue to succeed, it is important to focus on doing things differently and also to innovate. Competitiveness is reliant on innovation, adaptability, and on being flexible. All sectors must innovate, and this can take place in traditional sectors that have existed for centuries. Innovation for many of the world's successful businesses did not come from research. Instead, they come from regular people. He also added that the Global Competitiveness Report will be measuring the innovation pillar differently from next year, and that one of the key factors they will be looking into is how countries invest in human capital. The UAE is a key player and a pioneer of development aid in the Gulf region, that's according to an EU official. During his visit to the country to discuss bilateral and regional cooperation between the European Union and the UAE, Dr. Marcus Conaro, the Deputy Director General and Directorate General for Development and Cooperation of the Europe Aid European Commission, made the announcement. In an interview with Emirates news agency WAM, he stated that both the EU and UAE have shared responsibility in combating poverty, helping the social and economic development of partner countries, and in achieving global challenges such as the Millennium Development Goals. He added that he hopes to reinforce further collaboration between the two sides, which he says share mutual goals. The Deputy Director General said that the EU and the UAE also share common interests in ensuring stability in the region. EU-UAE collaborations will encompass a wide range of programs, including infrastructure, food security, water and energy. Projects will also look to reinforce development policies and providing aid to countries in Southeast and Eastern Europe, the South Mediterranean, Sahel and Sub-Sahara Africa, the Arab Peninsula and near Asia. The Zayed Giving Initiative, the Saudi German Hospital and the Dar al-Bir Charity Society have teamed up to offer free heart surgeries to children with special needs. The one-year heart-to-heart community outreach campaign has been launched at the Sharjah City for Humanitarian Services. An Emirati medical team of volunteer heart and eye surgeons and specialists, headed by Dr. Reem Othman, the executive director of the Saudi-German hospital and humanitarian ambassador, has screened hundreds of children. She revealed that many of the patients suffer from conditions such as coronary artery disease and other congenital heart conditions, which require surgical intervention to save lives. Dr. Othman said that the campaign would make a qualitative leap for community health through a range of preventative, educational and therapeutic services, which ease the suffering of poverty-stricken cardiac patients within the UAE and beyond. She also announced that the International Heart-to-Heart campaign would be launched over in Africa as of mid-January 2015, allowing UAE medical professionals to also engage in medical humanitarian initiatives abroad. After 18 months of research and team effort, students from the Petroleum Institute, together with their supervisor, officially unveiled their solar car, which is all set to take part in a global race of solar vehicles. At the unveiling ceremony, the students held their heads high as they showcased their masterpiece, together with officials from the Institute, as well as renowned motorsporting stars Mohammed bin Sulayem and Sheikh Khalid Al Qasimi. The sleek high-tech vehicle, with a number of solar panels on top, called YAS, will represent the UAE in the inaugural Abu Dhabi Solar Challenge, which will take place from the 15th to the 19th of January next year. Worth 4 times the amount of a Ferrari, the solar car will take part in the 1,200-kilometre-long challenge against 20 international teams. According to the students, the vehicle has the capacity to reach speeds of 150 kilometres per hour, and during their test runs, they have managed to reach 90 kilometres per hour. According to one of the drivers of the solar car, in the lead-up to the event, the team will aim to fine-tune the engines to reach speeds of at least 110.
A big challenge. It is really a big challenge. So what we like is race experience. The car is really good. We have been practicing a lot. We have test driven the cars for about 2 hours now on road with police supervision, without police supervision. We were able to do it. As long as we don't make any mistakes, I think we should do very well in the race, very, very well. And we had to optimize every component of the car, lightest, most efficient, best. So cost is not a priority, but efficiency and optimization is. So getting all these things together, we end up with this car with the specifications. I would say weight is 141 kilograms without the driver in the race-ready conditions. It can do about 150 kilometers an hour, but we are limited to 110 by rules and regulations.
We were all new to this kind of a project. We don't have the knowledge by far how to develop a supercar. We know what's the principles inside each component, but how to integrate it into one project was really difficult for us. So it took us about 18 months. The first thing is starting the design phase. We reviewed the current available solar cars in the world and tried to find which one has the best performance. And from that, we try to take it as a base design, try to find what things we can enhance to make it much better. Then we try to contact manufacturing abroad and to start get the components and then ship it to UAE, assemble all the part, fabricate the necessary we need in Petroleum Institute, and at the end we managed to have it all assembled in one. And now we are in the stage of testing, so hopefully we'll go smoothly and then in the race.
Whilst sharing his experience, Mohammed bin Sulayem stated that it's all about communication, as the heat inside the vehicle, coupled with the competition, can add more pressure on the drivers. According to him, the new solar car is not just about environmental sustainability, but it's also about sustaining motorsports.
It is the first ever. It's the Abu Dhabi Solar Race Challenge. We have the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge also. So I think it's in the family. And to see a car that is put together here in the UAE, driven by also people from the UAE, and also the help that you get internationally, it's a good start. People don't understand that even when you see Formula One and said, no, these cars are far away from the production cars. No, you still use the material. Whatever you used to see 20 years or 15 years or 10 years, now you see it in cars. I mean, even this, when we say the cars, you see, we have it in a bit of a commercial way. You know, you have these hybrid cars. It's used now. Braking makes energy. Same thing with here. I just feel that I said to the driver, be careful with this with the cockpit, because you know you are there with a lot of heat. It will be, and the breathing. So, and also your lead car. That was my advice. Your lead car is far away, so the communication between the lead car and the driver has to be perfect.
Thousands of UAE residents united to increase awareness and raise funds for diabetes as they took part in the 6th annual Beat Diabetes Walkathon. Around 14,000 residents, all dressed in blue, flocked over to Zabel Park and participated in a 3-kilometre-long walk as a part of their efforts to promote a healthier lifestyle. As a result of the high prevalence of the disease here in the country, it was the community's mission to highlight the importance of beating the sedentary lifestyle and encourage exercise to combat diabetes. It was a festival-like atmosphere at the park with music and entertainment, maintaining high spirits among participants, with a range of activities keeping the young ones entertained. People from all ages and nationalities had come together to show support, while many hoped that this would inspire them and their loved ones to make a change in their lifestyles. According to organisers, now in its 6th year, the annual walkathon has increased in its participation and popularity year on year. This year, the participants were charged 20 dirhams for adults and 10 dirhams for children. Through this large participation, they managed to raise over 1 million dirhams, which will be donated to the Al Jalila Foundation to fund their research and efforts to beat diabetes.
This year, we've taken it further. We are raising money for Al Jalila Foundation, which does research into diabetes. So we've collected money in stores and even at the walk for Jalila. So we're charging this year, but to raise money for Jalila. It starts with awareness. It starts by being honest about it and not being in denial, and that's one of the big ones with diabetes, that because you can't physically see initially the symptoms, people don't take it very seriously. So it starts with everyday things you do and how you exercise, what you eat, to really help yourself.
And finally, looking to other news now, the residents of Dubai's Marina, JBR and the Palm area were in for a double treat this weekend as the spectacular Breitling wing walkers performed for the first ever time over the popular Dubai beachfront area. The display was a part of the 2014 UIM Skydive Dubai XCAT World Powerboating Series, which ran from the 12th to the 13th of December in front of the Dubai International Marine Club. The team flew two 1930s Boeing Stearman biplanes and performed a series of aerial stunts with wing walker girls riding on top of the wings, whilst enduring 100-mile-per-hour forces, who also performed elegant gymnastics routines during their flight. The aircraft display involved close formation aerobatics and daring crossover maneuvers. The team have flown the skylines of the world, including China, Australia, Kuwait, and have had numerous appearances in Europe as well as their British homeland. His Excellency Dr. Saif Al-Ketbi, the president of the WPPA, who are the organisers and promoters of the series, stated that there is a great synergy between the Breitling wing walkers and XCAT racing, which is all about high speed, thrill and entertainment.